If you have been watching our videos lately, you've probably seen one of our why I'm buying as much blank as possible videos. But some of you are saying, stop making so many of these, you're only allowed to choose one project to buy as much as possible. And I hear you, but there's one last project that I got to include in this series, and that would be Near Protocol. Honestly, I'm so bullish on this project, and I think it has more upside than some of other projects we covered. But to understand why, we got to take a look at the special 4-part strategy. Starting with part 1, they have raised a formidable war chest. You see, Near Protocol is sitting on enormous amounts of capital, and let's face it, nothing matters more for early stage projects than runway. Startups and crypto projects shut down all the time because they run out of cash to fund the operations. But fortunately, that won't be happening with Near Protocol. In January of 2022, Near raised a whopping $150 million, and a few months later in April, Near followed up with an even bigger raise of $350 million. But that's not just the amount of money that matters, it's also how they are spending it. Near is deploying a boatload of capital to stimulate that ecosystem growth. They have a grand total of $800 million earmarked for ecosystem incentives. Yep, you heard me right, 800 million. And a lot of that is going into Near DeFi projects. That's led to a bunch of next generation financial products launching on Near, like there's liquid staking through Metapool, collateralized borrowing through Borrow Cash, and perpetual features through Spin Finance. There's even some exotic DeFi offerings like Padblock Finance, which allows for leverage yield farming. Anyways, those are all great projects to check out, but there's going to be a lot more promising projects joining them in the near future. And the reason why? Well, it's because of the accelerator program called Near Horizon that is backed by some of the top VCs in the crypto space like Dragonfly and Pantera. And its purpose is to help teams to build the projects in the Near ecosystem by connecting them with key industry players and stuff like that. Anyways, Near has all these resources, you get the point. But what do they have to show for it? Well, they have some amazing tech to showcase, and this leads us to part 2 of the strategy: deliver a blockchain platform with state-of-the-art technology. But what's so state-of-the-art about the tech, you may wonder? Well, for one, the sharding technology is amazing. For those of you who don't know, sharding is a way to increase a blockchain's throughput by dividing it into smaller pieces, also known as shards. And Near Protocol takes sharding to the next level with a unique Nightshade solution. Nightshade went live last year, and since then, its network validator capacity has increased 3 times. They even have something called quadratic sharding on the roadmap, which they claim could lead to infinite scalability. Anyways, I want to pause for a sec and compare Near to Ethereum. Because Ethereum used to have sharding on the roadmap for a long time, but alas, they went back and forth on it and decided not to pursue it anymore after adding roll-ups to the architecture. So my whole point is, I'm super impressed by Near Protocol for committing to sharding and delivering on it, whereas Ethereum took so long and decided not to even do it after all. But here's the thing, it's not only Near's sharding that impresses me, they also have an app chain protocol in their ecosystem called Octopus that allows Near to get in on the app chain trend and compete head-to-head with projects like Polkadot or Cosmos. And if that wasn't enough, there's also the Rainbow Bridge, which allows for direct asset transfer between Near and Ethereum. Thanks to Rainbow, Near could become the go-to platform for NFT trading during the next bull run, when Ethereum's gas fee gets way too high for the average user. But anyways, just because a project has the best tech doesn't mean that it's builder-friendly, right? And that's ultimately what matters, because builders and devs are the lifeblood of any blockchain ecosystem. That's why part 3 of the strategy is to be as developer-friendly as possible, so that all builders will come in and join the ecosystem. Well, basically, they have revolutionized the way that decentralized apps are created by introducing their very own blockchain operating system, or BOS. First of all, BOS is built on JavaScript, so devs don't have to learn some obscure programming language just to write smart contracts. Another thing is that they have a library of existing components that developers can integrate into their apps, so they don't have to build everything from scratch. In fact, every component of the BOS is live on the public blockchain, so the source code is available for everyone to check out and reuse. This speeds up innovation way more than platforms like Solana, where everything's kept under wraps. But the last thing I want to point out here is that the BOS lets people build and connect the dApps to both Near and Ethereum. So it works seamlessly with the largest smart contract platform in the world, aka Ethereum, and that is such a clutch move on that part. So here's the thing, it's not only the BOS that makes Near super dev friendly, another thing is the unique financial incentive for developers. Check this out, every time a transaction interacts with the smart contract, 30% of the transaction fee goes to the developer of the contract. That is massive, and I don't believe I've seen such an incentive on other blockchains, by the way. Think about it. If you are a dev, what would you do if you got paid every time someone interacts with one of your smart contracts? Wouldn't you be motivated to create as many high-quality smart contracts as you could? I don't know about you, but I sure would to maximize my earning. And that can only be beneficial for the broader ecosystem. Anyways, with this amazing financial incentive and a seamless developer experience with the BOS, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of devs moved over to the Near ecosystem in the future, or at least deployed the dApps on Near if they go multi-chain. But here's the thing, Near has got the developer experience, the state-of-the-art tech, and incredibly deep funding, but that's still not enough for me to buy the Near token unless they had part 4 of their strategy, which is stellar tokenomics. You see, Near has rock-solid tokenomics. First off, they are really well distributed. It's usually a bad sign when a project's token is concentrated in the hands of a few big whales, as that gives them the power to manipulate the token's price and dump on retail investors. But with Near, the token supply is nicely distributed between the community, investors, and foundation. That kind of distribution is fundamentally bullish for the token's price and for the decentralization of the network. As for the token supply, it's on its way to become deflationary, which I'm always a big fan of. The supply of Near actually grows 5% annually to reward validators and stickers, but fear not, there's a banning mechanism as well. Remember how I said that 30% of each smart contract transaction fee goes to the developer? Well, the other 70% gets burned. This means that as the network grows in usage, like we see in this daily transactions chart, that the net issuance could actually become negative and reduce the token supply. And as we all know, the less supply, the better when it comes to price action. Now, the last thing I really like when it comes to the tokenomics is that fully diluted valuation is super fair. It's only 10% higher than the circulating market cap, which is amazing compared to all those predatory blockchains that play games with the tokenomics and release like 10% of the supply to start off with. Near's approach is very bullish for long-term price action, because if the market cap grows in the future, then will most likely be due to the price going up rather than the circulating supply increasing. Anyways, I'll just leave it at that, but you should watch our tokenomics video if you want to learn more about what I'm talking about there. Well, there you have it, the 4-part strategy of Near protocol that makes me super bullish on them. Also check this out, the market cap is only around 1 billion right now, and in the last bull run, several coins that are similar to Near, like Theta or Atom, reach valuations of over $10 billion. So a 10x gain from these levels seemed quite reasonable for the Near token. And I don't know about you, but those are kind of the gains that I want for my portfolio. But let me know what you think about Near protocol, and if you want to see my bullish case for Polygon, then just watch this video right here.